I'm Joe Lombardo. I'm your governor, and I would appreciate your vote. I love you guys. I love each and every one of you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Each state has one state. So September 1st, Massachusetts. The 8th, New Hampshire. September 9th, Rhode Island. September 15th, Delaware. This, as there is, as I mentioned all the time, every time I talk about the states, when it comes to the primary elections coming up, there's the midterm RNC National Convention in Dallas, Texas, which will be on September 9th and 10th. And that's as we get ready to remember two huge things that have happened in our country. One, of course, September 11th will be the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks in New York, D.C., and of course in Pennsylvania. And then the day before that, September 10th, we remember the late, great Charlie Kirk, who was taken from us. And that September 10th will be 1 year since that happened in Utah. I cannot believe it's been a year. We've obviously had a lot of coverage about Charlie over the past year, but you know, his voice still lives on. His legacy still lives on. What he stands for still is here with us. So let's go to a few of our sponsors in the meantime as we go from DC out to Vegas in just a little bit. All Family Pharmacy is that sponsor. So being prepared is something Americans have always understood. Of course, we prepare our homes before a storm, which, by the way, there are some storms heading our way right now. I could hear it outside.
What's up, guys? We are live. For those of you that don't know, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Donald Trump is here. He got here last night, and I'm very happy about it. I'm not going to lie. I very happy that he's in my vicinity. He's always, he's here. This is one of his, maybe his fourth home, not his second home, because he has a lot of homes. And, yeah. He's here, and I'm happy about it. You know what I mean? And we're going to see what he's got to say. And I think he's going to talk about no tax on tips and everything like that. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited. I can't play the music part. Let me see if it's music. Yeah, it's still music. And the other people are playing a commercial. Let's see.
Let's go from All Family Pharmacy over to our next sponsor here on right side, as you see.
Yeah, they're doing sponsors and commercials. But yeah, Trump today is going to be speaking live, and it's supposed to be a big speech. President Trump is speaking today at Red Rock Resort in downtown Summerlin, and working families. The speech is called "Working Families Tax Cuts Package Building on the No Tax on Tips, No Tax on Social Security, and No Tax on Overtime provisions that already passed." This is explicitly a midterm season economic pitch 3 months out from November. And Nevada, with its huge service hospitality workforce, is exactly the kind of state where no tax on tip hits home. Free tickets were distributed for the event, so there's a live crowd. I was thinking about going too. But I don't like crowds, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like crowds. But we'll see. Hey, there she is. Gigi, how are you, man? Gigi, good to see you, man. Welcome in. We got 9 people on Twitter, 8 people on Twitter, and we got 1 on Bumble. I think we can do a little better than that. But Gigi, it's good to see you, man. Trump is in my backyard right now, and I'm happy. I'm so happy. I love when he's here, man. I feel like, I don't know, my dad's here or something.
For another conference after that, it kind of gets all You know how it is. It gets all tied in, and you don't remember which year you did this or that or whatever. All right.
Good to see you, Gigi.
It's 4:15, as you guys know, on the East Coast, 1:15 out there on the West Coast. So that means we're getting close to President Trump within the next 15 minutes or so. He said manufacturing is booming. Factory activity just hit its fastest pace in more than 4 years, far exceeding expectations. New orders.
Gigi, I think me and you were separated at birth, man. I swear you must be my twin sister. I would love to be there, even though I hate crowds too. Same here, Gigi. Gigi, you my age? How old are you and your husband? You guys in your 40s, 30s, 50s? I'm 51. I think you're my long-lost twin sister, man. I swear, man. Gigi, I appreciate you being here. You know that.
We're on pace for nearly $2.5 trillion in goods exports this year. Numbers nobody thought possible just 2 years.
Okay, you got me by a couple years. So that's why you think like that. You're base as shit. Because we know better. We're Gen X. Ain't no better generation than ours, Gigi. You know what I mean? Back in the 70s, 80s. Oh my gosh, man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
The results are impossible to hide. The president says right there at the bottom, this is the golden age of America. And we're just getting started. We're already achieving heights that nobody thought possible, and the biggest victories are still ahead. President Donald J. Trump. Trump on Truth right there. If you're not on Truth Social, hopefully you get on there as well.
Yeah, I'm on there. I'm on Truth Social. I listen to Trump a lot. I was just listening to a left-wing guy earlier. You know, he was doing his thing. And you guys know why we listen to left-wingers. You know, I told you this before. And I'm going to play the whole clip this time. Tom Brady saying why you need to look at the competition and know what they're thinking before they're thinking it.
My last year in my last Super Bowl I was a part of, I was 2 weeks of watching film. Friday night, I was just going through the film. I knew Kansas City's defense better than they knew themselves.
That's right, Gigi.
I knew their body movements, the way their linebackers move, the way their safeties move. Tyrann Mathieu, Nick Sorensen, Shavarius Ward. I knew everything they were doing. I got out there on the field. I looked up as I was walking line of scrimmage and said, okay, they're blitzing. And then I was dealing with it right away. I walked up, I said, okay, they're going to bail to cover two. Ball snap, cover two. I knew I had the answers to the test.
There's only one. Trump is a one-on-one, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to find this clip I saw on Scott Jennings the other day. Scott Jennings. He said it so good. Don't be nice. Did he say don't be nice or something? He was sitting in a chair. This is it. Gigi, when I heard this, I swear to God, he must have took this words right out of my mouth. Seriously, listen to this.
We don't need, the trouble with subtlety is that not everybody gets it. We need unsubtle communicators, people who will tell the truth in an unsubtle, plain-spoken fashion, because there is a market out there. People are desperate for people who will dump the pablum and get serious about the crisis and the emergency that this country is in. That's why Trump won. And when he's gone, the people who win again, they'll never be able to emulate or replicate it. But the one lesson is, do not be subtle, do not pull your punches, and do not let them pull the wool over the eyes of the American people when it comes to the crisis that we face. I
need to play this every morning before I get up. I swear to God, this is exactly how I think. It's like he took them words right out of my freaking mouth, man. That's exactly how I do it. That's why I always get in trouble. Because I ain't sugarcoating shit with these people. I'm tired of it, man. I love it, Scott Jennings. You got to tell the truth to these freaking people, man. You know what I mean? And again, these people make me sick. This is why I say it. So hopefully we can get some people up in here. Gigi, by the way, I'm going to start an Americans for Freedom or Patriots for Freedom signal group for the American patriots that are group members that we can all talk inside of it. And we're going to do our thing, Gigi. And we're all going to be able to talk together like X, except it's going to be whatever we want to say. Scott Jen is 100. For real. You know, I'm sick of these people, man. They're trying to make everybody weak, Gigi. They want men weak and women strong. Nothing wrong with a strong woman like yourself, Gigi. You know what I'm talking about. Because they want men to not fight back. Hell yeah, that's right, Gigi. I'm going to start it soon. Americans for Freedom or something in the Signal group. You got to download Signal to your phone. I'm going to send the link to all the people that sign up to be a member. And we're going to be talking in there. You know what I mean? Once we get some more people onto the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? I might be a little shadow banned here, but it's okay. They might be able to not put my videos out, but they can't shut me up. They can never shut me up, right? If YouTube, you know, I love YouTube. They shut me down. I got X. I got other places. But one thing I will never do, because I always tell people I ain't no YouTuber, man. But one thing I'll never do is I'll never tell you a lie. I might get some shit wrong, but I ain't gonna tell you no lies. Just like this man won't.
There's no problem with our voter rolls. We discover stuff like this. And we just witnessed elections in California that take months to resolve.
Wow. Seriously, Gigi? Yeah, right now, I got 4 people on YouTube right now. And I got a pretty good title, if I do say so myself. And, you know, I'm swimming uphill, guys, but I don't make no excuses, man. I don't make any excuses. Change this. I changed my, let me see. Yeah, my thing's stuck. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Let me show you. I think I'm making pretty good thumbnails right now. See if I can show you something. That's how we're looking right now. We're live. Boom. Still working on the background. Clapjack, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. And we're live right now with 4 people watching. That's it. 4 people on YouTube. And I like to show this stuff because once we get hundreds of thousands and millions of views, I'm going to go back and watch this stuff. I say, man, I remember where I started. You know, but I stay humble, man. You know what I mean? I'll never get too big for my britches. We got 16 on X and 6 on YouTube. How many we got on Rumble? We got 2 on Rumble. So we're growing. We're growing. That means you're doing something right if they are making it difficult for me to stay in here to listen. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you staying. What's it doing? It's just kicking you out, Gigi? What's it doing? Yeah, a lot of people say that. It's like, oh, man, I didn't even know you were on. I didn't even get any notifications. I'm like, oh, goodness.
Which we've spent years on. And if we're waiting to take those votes to get a consensus, it's not going to happen. Did I mention that's why God made votes? When reasonable people disagree. And that's what we need to do. Did I leave out anything, Madam President? We need to get our business done.
That's right. Spaceman, what's going on, sir? Good to see you, man. How are you? Always good to see Spaceman. Make sure I ain't missing none here. Good to see you, man. You know that, bro. It's lagging, then stopping, huh? Is it lagging on everybody else's end too? Welcome everyone to the greatest show on YouTube. Space man, thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man. That means a lot, bro. I just got off the phone with Jor. Me and Jor had like a 2-hour conversation, man. We had a good one too. Jor is my boy, man. I like Jor. You know, me and Jor got a lot in common. That's my man right there. Man's fine. Okay. We got Elvis Presley in the house in Las Vegas. Spaceman, I appreciate you saying that, bro. That means a lot. Spaceman, hell yeah. You know, Spaceman, before Gigi came around, Gigi, now it's you and Spaceman. But Spaceman, you know, there was times when I didn't really want to make a video. And I was like, man, I don't feel like doing this, man. I was a little bit defeated. Not all the way defeated, just a little bit. But then I remember you telling me what you told me about how you love my videos. You want to watch. I'm like, you know what? If only Spaceman watch, I'm going to do it. You know? And I appreciate that, man. Let me see if there's music playing here. Yeah, there is. We can't play that. turn it down. I think he's on his way out soon.
Everyday maintenance medications. All Family Pharmacy helps point you toward the treatment options commonly used for those conditions. Everything is reviewed by licensed U.S. physicians and pharmacists, so you can feel confident you're getting trusted information. Just complete a secure medical form, and if appropriate, one of their licensed physicians will provide your prescription. Then your medication is shipped directly to your home. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN. Use code RSBN10 to save 10% or call 561-717-6794 and speak with a real person who can answer your questions. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here.
All right, he's reading commercials. Oh, he's about to come out soon. We can't play that, copyright. But yeah, so he's going to be talking some things. And again, man, it's going to be hard for us to win the election, the midterm elections, if Trump is not on the ballot. So he decided not only to put himself on the ballot, but also team back up with Elon Musk. And that's going to help us, man. That's going to help us tremendously. Now, are we still down big time in the polls? Yeah, we are. We're not supposed to win the midterms for the House specifically, because again, the Senate, you know, this is kind of like an off year for the Senate. It's once every 3 cycles, because remember, you got 6 years to be a senator. And so every 2 years or so, when there's an election, there's only a third of the Senate being voted in or out. And it's 6 years as senator. Uh-oh, Spaceman and his loyal dog, Jack, sent me a big zap. Why the burnt peanut never gets strikes? What the heck? The burnt peanut. Who's that, sir? Who's the burnt peanut, man? Jack sent me 1,820 sats. Polls don't mean much. I mean, look at the 2024 presidential election. Yes, very true, Gigi. But Trump always underperforms or overperforms the trolls. You're right. 1820 from Jack, Spaceman's dog. He says, here's some sats because you can't hold flattery in your hand. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jack. Gamer. Oh, okay, I never seen him. Thank you, Jack and Spaceman. You guys always send me saps, man. I appreciate it very much. But again, Trump is always fashionably late. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say. He's kind of long-winded, but that's fine. We love him. But they tell me he's tired and this, that, and the third, and he's getting old. I don't think Trump's getting old. And I'm all for Trump being on the ballot in 2028. I would love 4 more years of Trump, because that would piss off the liberals more than anything. And that's what we like. We like when the liberals are pissed off. That's how you know Trump's doing a good job, by the way. Okay, I love drinking liberal tears. You see this mug? This ain't nothing but liberal tears in here, Gigi. I need to drink more. I love it. They taste so good. Some people hold a coffee mug with it. No. I hold this. This is where my liberal tears are at. And it tastes great.
We just saw Mike Lindell. Obviously, Mike, if you haven't heard, he has stepped down from his CEO position at MyPillow. This as he focuses 100% of his energy to run for governor in Minnesota, that primary election.
Big Shoots, how are you, sir? Good to see you, man. Welcome in, brother. How's the weather out there? How are you? How are the kids? How's the wifey, brother? Good to see you, man. Very good to see you.
Military Spouse Commission. Thank you, Mr. President, for putting military families first. To all the military spouses and families, I want you to know you have an incredible group of women working on this. They have years of experience of living these issues themselves and want to leave it better than they found it.
It's amazing to be able to serve with a president that actually truly loves our military. And not only does he love our military, he loves you, the spouse, the kids.
On behalf of 435,000 soldiers and airmen and over 1.5 million families for the next.
Look at my man, Clap. Clap just became a member. Thank you, Clap. I appreciate that, bro. Wow, look at that. Well, we got some good things coming up with the memberships, man. That means a lot. Thank you, bro. You trying to get me YouTube paid, huh? You need $100 to hit the threshold to get paid. So that helps. Gigi helped. Oh, look at this. Gifted 5 Jerry Loves Freedom membership. Now that definitely helps. Damn, clap. Thank you, sir. That's 6. I feel like Michael Jordan right now. 6 championships. Clap. Thank you so much, bro. I really, really appreciate it. We're a small community, but we're a strong community. And we're going to keep on growing. And thanks to you and Gigi and Spaceman and Vic and all you guys, man. I really appreciate you. We got 8 here on YouTube right now. Let's see. So Second Exodus received Sats Venture, Shelly Webb, Gregory Hall. Yes, doing good, Jerry. Weather is warm, 80 degrees. Wife and kids are good. Great, man. I appreciate that, bro. Good to see that. So we got 6 in here on YouTube. And we're chilling, man. Okay, I'm getting confused with the things. Okay. We love it, man. Thank you, man. Wow. Clap. That was great, man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that, man. That really helps.
I say partly sunny. Now, when you go from DC, where it's about 85 degrees, if you go all the way to where President Trump is in the desert in Las Vegas, I just checked. Let me try that again. I just checked the temperature there. 110 degrees out there, 110 degrees in the desert. I know it's August. I know it's the desert. I get it. But there is an extreme heat warning. It's still going to go up by 1 degree to 111. Just imagine living with those kind of temperatures. The people in Arizona are probably like, duh, we do that all the time. But I hear you. 111 degrees. Tomorrow's high, 108, all the way to 109, 105, 101. And the low temperature, the low temp in Vegas tonight will be 84, 85 tomorrow. Holy smokes. But you're looking at DC, of course, where it is 85.
That's facts. I almost had a damn heat stroke last night. It was so freaking hot, man. It is hot here in Vegas. I ain't going outside today at all. It's way too hot, man. He's absolutely right. We're going to watch this from the White House website when it pops up. So we'll keep an eye on it. Trump is, again, he's quite fashionably late. And we'll catch him when he gets on there.
The fake news, you would think it was just the opposite, 1 in 28. All they talked about was the 1, and that's why they call it the fake news. President DJT talking about that, specifically talking about, I guess it was the El Said character in Michigan. Anyway, for that 1 so-called loss, but 28-1, pretty good record right there. All right, let's go to a few of our sponsors as we're live here on Right Side Broadcasting Network, including TNUSA.com, Tax Network USA.
Hey, Jerry, this is, of course, but I haven't seen Mitch McConnell's death advertised yet. Have you heard anything? No. No, I haven't. Mitch the Grinch McConnell, I have not. And I'm not liking that, Gigi, to be honest with you. That's very disturbing to me. This is why I say all Republicans ain't good. You know, we when we say rhino, Republican in name only, we're basically saying Republicans are good, and if you're a fake Republican, you're bad. And I get that. But I call them ANOs, Americans in name only. Because the Republican Party is supposed to represent the American Party. And vice versa with the Democrats. You know, MAGA is more America first, obviously, than the establishment Republican. Because, again, there's 4 parties in this country. You got the establishment wing, the Mitch the Grinch McConnell wing of the party, the military-industrial complex, and, you know, the swamp creatures, a.k.a. the toilet creatures. But then you have the left side of the aisle, which you got both of those sides are crazy. It's been fake news a lot longer than Trump. LOL. Exactly, Clap. Thank you again, Clap, man. That was fucking dope. I appreciate that. We deserve to know, damn anos. That's right. I'm gonna try to get that trademark, Gigi. All the Democrats are anos, by the way. Well, they're not anos because they don't even pretend to be American. Democrats hate America. I mean, full stop. And they don't care if you know it or not. They don't even play it off. Let's watch Trump gaggle with the press yesterday when he landed in Vegas. Take a look.
Thank you very much. So we had a very successful event, as you probably know. A lot of good things happened. I have not found out who won the election tonight with Abdul. Who won?
Looks like it's going to go. It'll be a long night.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. That's what I heard. That's surprising.
The GSA co-chair says that socialists are the new face of the party. Is that true for
It
Democrats?
could be. I would say so. The communists are the new base. Yeah, I'd say so.
Where are we with Iran? Where are we with
I mean,
Iran?
don't forget Abdul was way down a few weeks ago. Now I guess it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a horse race.
President, where are we with Iran?
We're moving along very nicely. We'll find out. We'll know in 48 hours.
Mr. President, what did you say to Denise Zero yesterday in the Oval Office? And how did she explain what happened with the indictment?
Well, I just think she was totally wrong. They did a beautiful job. There were a couple of little things, but that was not a big deal. And everybody saw the vandalism. All you have to do is look at the tape. If you look at the tape, plus we have a witness or two witnesses that saw the vandalism. So certainly when there was vandalism, it was actually, in my opinion, it was major vandalism. And I told her I was not happy.
Is she safe? Are you going to keep her in the position?
I haven't made a determination.
Will socialists, if more socialists prevail for Democrats, does that hurt Democrats in the midterm so Republicans keep
What?
majority?
What? Does what hurt?
If more socialists keep winning.
Look, they've got a party. It's a mess. I think it's a mess. I think they should form another party, the Communists of America Party.
Republicans have
I think they should have a new party, the Communists of America, and it will do well. It'll get about 10% of the vote.
On the Strait of Hormuz,
Yeah, that's why they hate Trump. That's why they hate Trump, because Trump tells the truth. You know what I mean? I'm going to run a highlight video of Trump one day, and I'm going to react to it. People don't understand how fucking base Trump was back in 2015, 2016. He's still base as hell. But this is why they threw everything but the kitchen. Well, they threw the kitchen sink at him, too. Steve, what's up, my brother? Straight up now, tell me, did Paula Abdul win that cold, hard to snake? Well, What's going on, Steve? Good to see you, bro. I like that, man.
Axios is reporting that you might open as soon as tomorrow.
Could happen. Tomorrow or the next one.
Tomorrow or Thursday.
A lot of progress has been made.
What?
And they called me and they said, please, let's talk. They want to talk. The funny thing is they never mention that. They always say, we're not talking. But they called. They wanted to talk. We've been talking. They want to make a deal. They do not want to be hit. This was the biggest hit since World War II, as I've said. They did not, and they saw it happening. They saw all the goods being loaded. They saw everything. They knew exactly what was happening. And I think they'd be very smart to make a deal. We'll see what happens. They had a very good day. The negotiations were good. The stock market was up tremendously over the last 3-4 days. We set new records today in the stock market. Yesterday, today. I think it's like 78 times now during a very short period of time. So a lot of good things are happening. The trade numbers are phenomenal.
Say it again, Gigi. Say it again. When you're a truth teller, it causes a lot of hate to come out. Ain't that the freaking truth? My God, Gigi. It's tough out here, man. It's tough out here when you're telling the truth, boy. Let's see where we at now. There's still none. Should be coming out soon. He should be coming out soon.
Phenomenal. You saw that. Our economic numbers are unbelievable, that like never, ever before. The investment into our country is at a number that nobody's ever even imagined. We are doing really well. I'll see you on the plane, okay?
Max Miller, can you comment on Representative Miller?
Okay, he was at L.A. Okay, leaving to Vegas. Got it. All right, cool. We love it. We absolutely love that. And we're just waiting on him to come on out. And we will go from there, ladies and gentlemen.
There were 6 people at one of Biden's events, and they were sitting in circles. The reporters were. I wouldn't have attended that event. You know what event I did attend, even while I worked in local media back in the day? I think it was back in where President Trump was in Pennsylvania. I worked in local news. I haven't told that story, I don't think, here. And
Facts, Gigi. Facts. Our president never stops, so he's never on time. Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself, Gigi. You know, this is part of the reason I made this channel, to be completely honest with you, because I'm the type of person, Gigi, that I never stop learning. I have so many books here at my desk, I can't even explain it to you. I got the Constitution right here. I read the Declaration of Independence every single day and some pages and articles and amendments out of the Constitution. I got my Bible. I got an economic book here. I got some Bitcoin books. And I got some self-help books. I'm always learning, trying to learn something, right? And I love listening to smart people. I knew that if I made a channel like this and spoke common sense and truth, I'd get a lot of smart people here. And Gigi's one of them. I never even thought about that, Gigi. Our president never stops, so he's never on time. We should put that on a t-shirt. I'm taking a picture of that. Gigi, I'm about to steal that. Literally, that's a slogan right there. Gigi, put that on a t-shirt. I'll buy it. What time is it anyways, other than a measurement of what is time anyways, other than a measurement of matters, travel, and space? Yep. True, man. Jerry, you need new thumbnail that says epic BTC long. Then if they call you out on the nail show, some massive spot holdings. LOL. Hell yeah, Gigi. That was an epic quote. It really was. But I'm gonna steal it from you. Gigi, that was great. But yeah, man. Every time I do a Trump live show, again, he never stops, so he's never on time, and that's a good way to look at it, you know. But he's a busy man. That guy, people that know him, like I studied Donald Trump long before he did politics, and I used to be a real estate investor, former real estate investor, not anymore. Go ahead, hello. I was gonna do it anyways, Gigi. And I don't think I've learned more than anyone else than I did Trump about real estate and business and just thinking big. He said, if you're going to think anyways, think big. I have a lot of Trump books. Trump is a hell of a guy, man. And people don't even, again, my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ. I don't idolize men, human beings, but I will say this, the person that I respect the most, and this is how you got to look at it. If you could sit down and spend time with one person on the planet, one-on-one, it definitely would be Trump for me. I'd have to pick Trump. Who else? Like, who else would I sit down with? Elon Musk, maybe? But if I had a choice, it'd be Trump. I'd be fired if I'm late. Geez, LOL. You're fired. Yes. I'm a real estate investor also. See? I told you we were twins. Oh, my God. That means you're going to get into Bitcoin, too, then. Yeah, I gave it all up for Bitcoin. I'm a former military man. I was in the United States Navy and served my country. And I don't need to be hyperbolical when I say this, but I'll die for my country. And I love this great nation, man. I'd pick you, Trump. You'd pick Trump, too? Me, too. I'd pick you and Trump or pick you, Trump. And I die for my country, man. I love the United States of America. And when you've been overseas and you know what other countries are about and you understand what our founding fathers, our forefathers did to build this country, you know, people have no idea, man. I remember I used to talk on the 4th of July to people. They don't even know what the 4th of July is. They don't even know what it is. They have no idea how this country was built and what we had to go through. All they want to talk about is victimhood shit, man. It's hard, honestly. It's hard being a guy like me, that looks like me, that thinks like me. If you're a black man in America that has I just say I'm not on above average intelligence, but I have an average intelligence, but I have a yearning for learning. It's very tough for me, man, because there are a lot of people that just don't want to learn anything. And it is difficult to deal with people that listen to the mainstream media. And this is why I can't stand them. I cannot stand the mainstream media. I am completely against the Democrat Party and the mainstream media. AKA, they're one and the same. The system, the apparatus that we're against, that wants illegal immigrants in our country, that wants to clap the like button. Appreciate that, Clap. Thanks again, Clap. I appreciate you, man. That was very kind of you, bro. That really helps the channel, man. But when we're going against the apparatus and you talk about the Democrats talking about how we're wasting this and that and all this and other, whatever they'll say. But then when Doge comes in and Elon Musk, that was my favorite thing, man. Doge, I was like, man, this is going to be great. Because I pay attention to the debt clock. I love the debt clock. This is something that I study a lot. And a lot of people don't even know what this is. I've learned every single piece of this debt clock. Now, is it perfect? No. But if you understand, because again, I'm a finance guy. I went to school for finance. And I love reading balance sheets, man. If being a smart black dude is hard, imagine being a retarded white woman. Imagine being a retarded white woman. I can't. Good point, Steve. Good point. When you understand how debt works in our country as a debtor nation, because I'm not in any debt. I am completely against debt. Now, there is different kind of debts. And Gigi knows this about real estate. There's good debt and bad debt. You can leverage debt. But interest works against you and works for you. It's the eighth wonder of the world, like Albert Einstein says. And our debt right now is yielding an interest of $1.1 trillion a year, our $39.8 trillion in the national deficit, because we're a debtor nation. We spend more than we earn. If you take a look at this, we're spending $5.57 or $5.5 trillion. This is what we make. This is what we bring in right here on the right. And that's a lot of money. The problem is, and Trump has raised that, by the way. He has increased our income. Now, again, I think the treacherous, because everybody's saying that we have the Supreme Court. No, we don't. The Supreme Court stopped the tariffs. We were making a lot of money off those tariffs. And if you really understand how tariffs work, again, I told everybody in the beginning, since last year, when he was announcing them, tariffs are not inflationary, okay? They're not inflationary. If you understand the economy, they're not. They'll just say it is. But anyways, when you take a look at this national debt at 39.8, almost 40 trillion, we're paying $1.1 trillion interest on the debt, aka more than our security, than our Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines combined. That's a fucking problem. Okay, and we got to fix that. The apparatus is broke, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he's coming out soon. I'll go to whichever one's louder. I didn't text it that way. I don't know how retarded got repeated like that. Okay. I thought you were being funny. Nevada welcomes President Donald J. Trump. Oh, I can't play music. I'll get copyrighted. If I play music, I'll lose my 46 cents for the video. I wonder who put USA in debt. All these Democrats, those pieces of shit. The Gambler, what's up? Actually, it's Republicans and Democrats alike. They spend too much. But Democrats take it to a new level. They never, ever, ever rein in the spending. It's always tax the rich, tax this, tax that. They never say, hey, let's just stop spending. Right? We have a spending problem in this country, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I used to sit down with people because I used to do personal finance with people. And I can look at somebody's financial statement and within 30 seconds, I can tell you whether or not they're okay. I don't give a shit about their cars in the driveway. I don't give a shit about any of that. Because you got people with boats and big houses and cars. I don't care. Usually those kind of people don't have any money. You got to look at what's coming in, what's coming out, and what they owe and what they have. Two wings of the same bird. It's all theater. Jason. What's up, Jay? Good to see you, my boy. How are you, man? They can't stop. Yes. We need an American nationalist. I think we got one, Jason. I think Trump is that. Now, we may not agree with him 100%. I don't. I don't like a lot of Israel shit, to be honest with you. But that's kind of like baked in the cookies. Do I like the war? Maybe I'll make a video about it, breaking it down, how I feel about it. We are in the event horizon already, Clap says. Are we now? Teach me about it, sir. Teach me about it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think I was going to do this much talking. He was supposed to be on at, let's see what time he was supposed to come on. He's supposed to come on at 1:30 my time at the Red Rock. Gigi, you know the Red Rock, right? I love the Red Rock. Red Rock's fucking so nice there. We need a true American national, 100% American, no lobbyists, no foreign influence. And I'm guessing you think Trump is foreignly, right? Good to see you, though, Jerry. Just stopping by. Appreciate you, bro. Jason's in the house. Literally, he was in my house, sitting in his chair. He's not here right now, though. It was a pleasure having you over here, Jason. That was a lot of fun, bro. Me and Jason made a video together a few months ago when he came for the Bitcoin conference. That was fun. But, yeah, man, what we got on X right now? We got 25 views on X. I don't know if they're concurrent. Probably not. Catch that up. Yes, sir. I'm still waiting on your channel, man. How are you feeling, by the way? You feeling okay? How you feeling, my boy? But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Let's see what's going on in the news. Let's take a look at this.
He is inside the gate, and they're coming hard. He is inside the gate.
The enemy is inside the gate. Okay.
And they're coming hard. And unfortunately, our education system has pushed a lot of our younger kids. And then, of course, we have Democrats that are actually Democrats, but they're followers. They're not leaders, and they're following this socialist communist agenda to a T, and we're fighting it every day here.
Ding, 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 ding. These Democrats are not leaders. They're followers. Okay? Any Democrat that doesn't stand up to this, you're a fucking coward. Straight up. And there are some decent Democrats out here. I'm not talking about good Democrats. That's an oxymoron. But there's some decent Democrats. Let me show you this guy. This is the guy that I do not, and I repeat, I do not want to be the Speaker of the House. And there's this guy right here. Hakeem Jeffries, a.k.a. Timo Obama, a.k.a. Discount Obama, a.k.a. No Swag, No Riz Obama, a.k.a. Cardboard Cutout Obama, a.k.a. Dollar Store, Dollar General, Dollar Tree Obama, Blink 3 times quick Obama. We do not want this idiot to be the Speaker of the House. I got a lot going on right now to start a channel. Maybe once things simmer down, I'll give it a shot. Ever seen the channel Cryptocurrently? I'd want to make content like that slowly Bitcoin. No, I never seen that, bro. Send me a link to that in the signal. Big Lots Obama, yes. We do not want this idiot. He is the worst. He is the worst. And when you hear these fools like him, Chuck, the Penguin Schumer, you know, Chuck looks like the Penguin Schumer from the Penguin, from Batman. When you hear these people and Gavin Newsome, a.k.a. Gavin, the American Psycho Newsom, I was calling him that in 2022. Let's see if I can find a picture of that. Gavin, American Psycho Newsom. He looks exactly like the dude from American Psycho. There it is. Same dude, man. Same dude. When you hear these fools talking about big tent party. They don't know what they're talking about. So everybody knows the public school system is what it is, but yet they still sent their kid there. Economic manipulation. Say it again, Steve. Gotcha, gang. Appreciate it. Joey Denard. Hey, Joey, what's up, bro? Damn, you look different, man. Bitcoin consultant. Jerry, long time no speak. Love to see you, brother. I appreciate it. Love to see you too, man. It's all good, bro. Good to see you, Joey. How you been, man? You got the baby on the way? The babies? How's Tori, man? God, I miss Tori and you guys, man. Gifted 5 Jerry Loves Freedom membership. Am I seeing double here? 5 more? Clap. Thank you, bro. Damn, man. You might get me paid this month, bro. $100 threshold to get paid. Thank you for sending that, Jason. Check him out. I think you like it. Let me see this. Let me see. Welcome back to my team. Oh, okay. Let's see the end game. So this is how you like to do your channel. Okay, charts and stuff. All right. Damn, he's got a lot of views. Looks like a good channel, man. Yeah, I know you can do it, bro. But anywho, thank you again, Jack. I appreciate that. I mean, clap. Jack, I appreciate it. But the American Psycho, Newsom, Gavin, the American Psycho, Newsom, if you've seen the American Psycho, he's the epitome of that. I've been calling this dude that since 2022. When you hear these people talking about it's a big tent party, no, it's not. That's AKA I'm weak. Anytime you hear a Democrat, let me say it again. Anytime you hear a Democrat say, oh, we're a big tent party, that means he's weak. He's letting the communists through socialism, DCA, come in and take over the party. The baby is doing 2 weeks and I am doing well. And same to you. I hope you did not get hit by that cold car bullshit. I did, bro. I didn't lose any Bitcoin, bro, but I did get hit. I had to move my shit, man. But congratulations on the baby in 2 weeks, you and Tori. And I hope you didn't get hit, bro. And thank you for the kind words, man. I appreciate that, man. It's good to see you, Joey. Always good to see you, man. My man, Joey. All right, let me pull this up. That is my man right there. But, yeah, he's fashionably late. But he's working hard, you know, and he's making me work hard. Clap, thank you, man, for them freaking memberships. Damn, man, I might be able to get a steak dinner this month, man. You know what I mean? My check usually depends on what what I eat depends on what my check is. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to these midterms. We got about 90 days left, about a month out. Today's the 5th or the 6th of August. What's today? The 5th? Yeah, the 5th. So we're about 90 days away, guys, from a really big midterm. This is the first time we actually had communism out in front. Now we've had communism for a little bit in America, but they came in hiding. These motherfuckers ain't hiding. They're coming in plain sight right now, and they don't care. They don't care.
And then we have employers in Minnesota. This is nationwide too, but our employers in Minnesota that are employing these illegals illegally. It's like human trafficking, bringing up these illegals, and they're avoiding the income tax in Minnesota and all kinds of tax of $1.5 billion to the taxpayers, and they're stealing jobs from our citizens up here that need these jobs. So when I'm going to be doing it, first I had said, we should get them in, fingerprint them, get them in the system. Well, that manifested to Mike wants amnesty. I'm trying to solve a problem here that I'm going to have as governor. And you know what? After all that pushback on these things, the easy solution there is you go after these employers, make it a jailable offense, take away their business license so they start employing our citizens rather than committing crimes against not only us taxpayers, but against all the citizens of Minnesota. So I'll be doing that. And people ask me about the illegals that we have. We have 1,400 illegals in Minnesota that are in there for felonies, and we've been housing them at the rate of $110 million a year. I will cooperate immediately with the administration. I come and get them out of here. It's so nonsensical. I brought this up the other day, and I had news outlets say, well, they should serve their time here and then they go to their countries, because if they get to their countries, they release them. I said, no, they don't. We have deals with the country. They go to prison in their country. Why should we pay them to be in prison here? Go back to their countries. They never are coming back here. Let them sit in those prisons, which I guarantee you are a lot worse than Minnesota prisons, okay? And these people deserve this. So there's a lot of things going on. And but as you know, Matt, the media has attacked me for years and years and years now. And one of the blessings is I'm polling number one, and it's a lot because I think the people see through all the lies and all the attacks. I hate to say, it's very similar to our president. I'm looking at, I helped him in 2016 and 2020 and all those things. I'm going, the media attacking, in a weird way, it kind of helps because the people.
He ain't lying. Uh-oh. Hold on. Some breaking news just came in. Hold on. Uh-oh. We're gonna look at this. But let me read. Clapp says, when the socialism runs out, it will be ugly. It sure will, Jack. Because we have an income tax, we got to fund people who don't pay. Because we have an income tax, we get to fund people who don't pay income tax, nor do they respect our sovereignty through their actions. Yeah, exactly, bro. They're always talking about the billionaires. They never talk about the bottom 30, 20, 40%, which is absolutely insane. Got a little bit of breaking news here, looks like. Terrorism money funding Abdul El Sayed. Let's take a look at this.
Nomination for Senate defeat. Democrat nomination for Senate, defeating Haley Stevens. It came in at a razor-thin margin. That might have caused some sense of humility for a winner, but not every winner.
As bitter and as divisive and as cynical as the campaign against us might have been, I want us to realize that there is so much more that unites us now. Because the campaign that Mike Rogers and Donald Trump and their GOP MAGA allies are launching is already more bitter. They think that you want to use my whole name against me. Mike, listen, man, if you can't say the name, it's Abdurrahman, keep the name out your damn mouth.
Classy. While that might have been fighting words for Republicans, you heard there at the beginning a call for unity among Democrats. That, though, is not a view that is equally shared by his campaign running buddy, Hassan Piker.
Everyone being like, Abdullah's a ton of work to do mending bridges. Here's the take nuke for you, okay? You are all unbelievably Islamophobic pieces of okay? You literally called the dude a terrorist for months on end.
I cannot stand that guy's one of the biggest enemies of this country. That guy right there. That's a dangerous man. He speaks well. He's a good-looking dude. And a lot of people follow that guy. And a lot of young people that don't understand politics or economics or fucking anything in the world, they listen to an idiot like that. And it's shameful, man. Let's take a look what Senator Ted Cruz talks about with the Islamic Brotherhood or the Muslim Brotherhood here in America. Take a look.
Brotherhood is a terrorist activities. Hamas, which carried atrocities on October 7th, is the Muslim Brotherhood in Palestine. As activities, Hamas, which carried out the atrocities on October 7th, is the Muslim Brotherhood in Palestine. As you noted, for a decade, I've been pushing for the United States to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. Egypt has already done so. The UAE has already done so. Saudi Arabia has already done so. And last year, President Trump did so as well. That was a very important designation. The Muslim Brotherhood, however, is not just in the Middle East. They are in the United States. They have an ongoing American operation. CARE, which is an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation trial. The Holy Land Foundation was the largest Muslim charity in America, and it was convicted of funneling money to Hamas, funneling millions of dollars to Hamas. 5 of its leaders were sentenced to long prison sentences for funneling money to Hamas.
Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Ted Cruz. I'm not going to lie.
Defeating Haley Stevens, it remains incredibly active, central.
He, he gets it right sometimes. A lot of people think he's Israel first and bought and paid by those people, but who knows? Speaking of bought and paid, there's some Democrats. A lot of Democrats are leaving the Democrat Party, and it's glorious. Take a look.
America, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I take full responsibility. I am partly responsible for what's happening in America, for what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, for what's happening in New York City. We left Iran. We left Islamic Republic for exactly this reason, because radical terrorist Muslims took over the country and are literally killing, raping, torturing, and executing innocent people right now as we speak for the past 47 years. And I thought by voting Democrat, liberals, every single year,
Yes, I am, sir. Let me tell you something. That was one of the biggest mistakes we ever made. I love Ron Paul. Ron Paul in 2012, Jack, and I know you know this, but for anybody that doesn't know or don't remember, Ron Paul ran for president in 2012. Instead of him, we picked Mitt Romney to go against Obama. And I'm not a Republican, but Ron Paul as a libertarian, that guy right there. I'm a mix between Ron Paul, Milton Friedman, Thomas Sowell, Trump, Ronald Reagan, guys like that. I love Ron Paul, man. Absolutely love Ron Paul. He would have been the best president we ever had, including probably Trump.
single time there was an election. That meant we are going to make America, keep America great. We're going to definitely not negotiate with terrorism. That's exactly what the left media made me believe. And I'm here to say I apologize.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's on stage. Let's do it. He's got the music playing, so I got to be quiet, but I mean, I can't play it. Look at Dana White here in Vegas. He always greets him in Vegas. I freaking love Trump, man. Gives me goosebumps. I'm so glad this man is my president and our president. And the bullets this man takes for us is ridiculous, man. This man stands up for us every day. He did not have to do it. He did not have to do it. And utmost respect to President Trump. Really love this guy, man. Is he perfect? No, but I don't want him to be perfect. I don't want no polished fucking politician to be my president. That's not what I want. I want a guy with some marks and everything else. I don't want no shiny, perfect dude, man. You know what I mean? He always plays this song. I don't know if I can play it. I'll get copyrighted, but I'm so glad Trump is entering into this midterms. Without him, if we don't have him and Elon Musk, we're not going to win. Ron Paul was in the election, but did he have a chance? Romney was another. Who endorsed Kamala too? Exactly, Steve. Exactly. So did what's the name's daughter? Dick Cheney's daughter, man. It's like, come on, bro. Seriously? Don't get me started, Steve. Do not get me started, sir. Trump is here. They love him everywhere he goes, despite what the media says. They try to pretend that everybody hates him, but everywhere he goes, everybody loves him. I've never seen him get booed anywhere. Damn it, man. I know, Clap. Let's do it. Let's do it, President Trump.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, and congratulations on getting.
I'm gonna play it from the White House feed. It's a little bit behind, but it's louder.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, and congratulations on getting in, because you got thousands of people outside, and you got lucky. Would anybody like to give up their location to somebody outside? No? Okay, I figured. I wouldn't do it either. But I want to thank the great, he really is one and only Dana White. And I want to say a big hello to Las Vegas. You know, Dana had the most successful fight in history the other night at the White House. We had the White House as a little backdrop. And there were some of the greatest fights anyone's ever seen. You saw Justin Gaethje. You saw some of those fights. Every one of them was incredible. But it was the thrill of the White House. It was the whole thing. It was just, I don't think it will ever be duplicated again. It was the most successful fight, they say, ever. Although I think Mike Tyson, he's here someplace, he had some pretty damn good ones. So I better be careful. He might have topped us once or twice, Iron Mike. But I'm thrilled to be back in the great state of Nevada, where thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots are just doing their thing. But before we begin, I want to send our love and heartfelt prayers to the family and loved ones of the brave. I hear he was an incredible young man, Las Vegas police officer, Austin Abdel Nabi. A lot of you knew him, who was shot and killed in the line of duty yesterday afternoon. It was a big deal, a big story, and it should be a big story. And gunned down by a savage criminal at just 30 years old. And Austin died a hero, and he will never be forgotten, never going to be forgotten. So to every law enforcement officer here today, we thank you for your service. And we say God bless the men and women of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and, frankly, all of law enforcement. With the help of so many Nevada patriots here today, we have a lot of them. In 2024, we won the state in a landslide. It was a big, beautiful, well,
I have to say, I tried to help with that.
no
I was
tax
out there.
on tips didn't hurt, did it? Remember I said it, and by the way, I said it and I got it done. You know, a lot of people say it, they don't get it done. But I remember I said it, then about a month and a half, 2 months later, she came out and she said, that's Kamala, because by this time Biden was gone. He went bye-bye. And Kamala came out. She said, no tax on tips. What does that mean? She didn't know what it meant. And people cast her aside. They didn't believe it. She was a little late. She was a little bit late. But right now, it's one of the best things. I mean, it's one of the greatest things. People are making a lot of money, no tax on tips, and it's great. And the best thing, and the thing I'm most proud of, because a lot of people would say it's a little bit, tends to be a Democrat state, but not when I'm running, because we had more votes than any candidate in the history of Nevada. Actually, by far. By far. So every day since, I've been fighting for the people of Nevada like no president has ever fought before, and the people of our country. When we took office, we inherited a total catastrophe. Biden and the radical left, Democrats, I call them Democrats because their policies are so dumb. You exchange the E with a U, and nobody knows that dumb doesn't have a B. Democrats. I can't imagine I didn't think about that 10 years ago when I started this whole situation. But the Democrats created the worst inflation in 48 years. They had the worst inflation. I inherited those high prices, just so you understand. I inherited them. Wide open borders with millions of people pouring in from all over the globe, from drug dealers and people in prison. They opened up their prisons from all over the world, including from the world's worst prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums. We had transgender for everybody. We had men playing in women's sports. How's that one? We had a big win on that, as you know, in the Supreme Court. Crime was ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us. But they're not laughing anymore. They're not laughing anymore. They don't laugh. They don't laugh anymore. We had a president that nobody respected. Nobody thought anything about him. Everybody took advantage of him. Everybody took advantage of him. It was sad, actually, including his own family took advantage of him. But America's respected again like we have never been respected before. We've never been respected at this level before. And less than 2 years ago, and you've heard this said, this was said by the king of Saudi Arabia, he told me a year ago. That time the dates were a little different, but the statement was the same. He said, President, a year ago, your country was dead. It was a dead country. We never thought it was coming back. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's true. The hottest country. And I'm not getting credit from the fake news for what I've done. I never have gotten credit. I don't get credit. Dana, I don't get any credit for anything. Everything I do, even prescription drug prices, where they're down 4, 5, 600, think of it, 600%. Favored nations. We had the highest prices in the world, and now we have the lowest prices. The press won't write about it. They don't give me any credit. But look at the bright side. I'm president, so you gave me credit. Right? You gave me. Like, you know, you had a big election last night, and a lot of people running, and I endorsed a lot of candidates. And the end result, I was 28 wins and 1 loss. It was a little bit of a person that I thought was a good person. Didn't have much of a chance, but I said, I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. Good person. Very good. Very respected, but nobody knew who the person was. But it was 28-1 last night on endorsements, and numerous of them were outliers. You know, an outlier is a person that doesn't have a chance. But if you studied the fake news today, you'd think that it was just the opposite. It was like 1 in 28. No, it was 28-1 last night. And I have to be truthful, because if I'm not truthful, look at all the press. They have a lot of press here. Well, this is all on live television. Every word, if you make one little mistake, one little exaggeration, they go after you with. Now, when Biden made mistakes, that's all he did is make mistakes. Nobody ever went after him. But all they talked about was the one, and that's why they call them the fake news. You know, it's just pretty bad. But they really do want to, you take a look at the facts. They don't want to have you see the facts, because what we've done is really amazing. We will really put it all together like you've never seen, and that's what we've been doing. We put it together at levels that have never been seen in this country before. Just yesterday it was announced that American exports are totally on fire in a positive way. This is a positive fire, not a negative. Sometimes you say, oh, that's too bad, you know. They'll say, that's too bad, it's on fire. It's on fire in a very positive way. And they've skyrocketed exports to the highest level in American history. Think of that, exports. Think of that. Think of what that means. Exports have gone to the highest level in history. That means somebody's doing a good job, because we didn't have good exports. 2 years ago, we didn't have anything like that. We were dead. The United States is on track to export unprecedented $2.5 trillion in goods this year alone, something everyone thought was impossible. Just a number like that was not even thinkable. If I ever said it, I wouldn't have even said it, because even I didn't think we could do that well, but we did. And I want to thank all of the policies and all of the things we put it together between the tariffs that have been the tariffs have made us rich. Remember, I used to say that tariffs are my favorite word. I love tariffs. They're my favorite word in the dictionary. Tariff. I love tariffs, right? Because we've been screwed by tariffs used against us for years by China, by Japan, by South Korea, by Germany, by everybody, by Canada. Canada's nasty. They are. They're nasty. People think Canada, they're nasty. I love the people, but they're nasty. Nasty leadership. And Mexico, they all did it to us. But now that doesn't work anymore, because we turned the table on everybody. And that's why you're seeing numbers like you've never seen before. This week, as an example, it was announced that manufacturing is exploding at the fastest pace in many years. Nobody thought this would ever happen again. Do you remember? Did you ever hear of a man named Barack Hussein Obama? He said, we will never be a manufacturing country again. And he meant it. He meant it. It was pathetic what had happened. Our businesses were stolen by foreign countries. They're all coming back. They're coming roaring back. More automobile factories are being built in the United States right now than at any time in the history of our country. Think of that. We didn't have a plant built for years, and now we have more plants. They're all coming back from Germany, from South Korea, from Japan, from Canada, and from Mexico, from all over. They're coming back because if they don't, they have to pay massive tariffs at the gate. I call them tariffs at the gate. But it is true, I was criticized very badly because I said it was my favorite word. They said, what about God? What about wife, family? What about all of the things that make your life so wonderful? So I moved it to my fifth favorite word, and now, no, the press was, the press was killing me. I'll never forget. I said, terror's my favorite word. I love it. I got killed. But now I say it's number 5. And I'm in good shape. But it's made us rich. It's made us rich. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. More importantly, in order to not pay the tariff, all these companies are moving in and building their plants. A lot of them being built in Nevada. A lot of them. And that man right there, Mr. Wall, please stand up. Look at him. He's a rich guy. Could you believe? You know what? He's a rich guy because he must have been to 300 rallies, I think more than that. He's loaded. You had him checked out, a little bit shaky there. Say, what's with that guy with the Wall outfit? I'm going to get one of their. I'm going to wear it one day, I'm telling you. And they checked him out. They said, sir, he's a very rich man. He has to be. He goes to so many rallies. And we do love you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. And our great front row Joes and our great women from North Carolina, they travel all over the place. They're loaded. They're beautiful. I don't know what the hell's going on with their home life, but they travel. They've gone to hundreds of these. But here in Nevada, we've created over 40,000 new jobs and lifted nearly 100,000 Nevadans off of food stamps. Think of it. And they don't want to be on food stamps because they've got new jobs. They've got jobs. They don't need food stamps. Last month, inflation dropped at the fastest rate it's dropped in many years, and more Americans are working today. So the biggest thing for this whole thing, more Americans are working in the United States right now than at any point in the history of our country. Think of that. Think of it. You don't hear that. I saw polls today on television. I say, Donald Trump polls on the economy aren't good. The economy is the greatest economy we've ever had by far. The economy aren't good. They're fake polls, just like fake writers. But think of it. And his stance on immigration. Immigration. In 30 days, I stopped millions and millions of people from invading our country. Think of it. Our country was being invaded. 25 million people poured through our southern border, and they came from jails, and they were drug dealers, and they were people from mental institutions. They were mental institutions all over the world, not just South America, all over the world. They opened their doors, they brought them into the southern border, and they released them into our country. We're getting them all out. They're all getting out very fast. They're all getting out very fast. But think of it. Nobody ever thought a thing like this could happen. And in the last 15 months, and these are reports, and you've heard me say this before, it's 14, it's 13, it's 12, depending, but now it's 15 months, right? Not one person has been allowed to come into our country illegally. And that's been done by The Democrats who do the reports, I'm sure they're happy with it. Can't have a country without a border. Can't have a country without a border. And you can't have a country without free and fair elections, too. So we want voter ID and we want proof of citizenship. But we're rocking, we're rolling. This country is great. What's happening to this country is great. And, ultimately, they're not going to be able to stop this because what's happening is too good. But think of that. I got criticized on immigration. When I took over, millions of people were pouring into our country, millions. And they weren't necessarily, I don't want to say it, but they weren't necessarily the people you want, because they did. They came from jails from all over the world. They came from all of these different places. Drug deals, 11,888 murders, 50%, more than 50% of whom created or killed more than two people. So think of this. So you had 11,880. That's the number of murders that came in, according to every statistic. And we checked the charts. 11,888 murderers. Many of these people killed more than one or two people. And do you think they're going to be great citizens or not? They came in totally unchecked, totally unvetted, and our country was a mess. Our country was going down, and now our country is it's strong again, and it's respected. And the stock market has set 74 all-time highs just since our short time that we've been back. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country in my first term. You know that. This is going to blow it away. It already is, I think, but this is blowing it away. 74, the highest stock markets in history. Yesterday went up almost 1,000 points, right? And the typical American 401k is up much more than $30,000 and setting records day after day, week after week. And more money is being invested right now in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. Money is pouring into, they want to invest in the United States. Before, they wanted to de-invest. They want their money out. That's what was happening. People were taking their money out. Now they're all putting it in. They love the safety of this country as run properly by us. And it's not me, it's us, because you're the people that built the country, believe me. In 4 long years of sleepy Joe Biden and the very corrupt, and it was the most corrupt administration, they got less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. So think of this, 4 years, not 1 year, 4 years, less than $1 trillion invested. And it was going down. They would have had de-investment, it's called. In 1 year, so he had 4 years, less than one. In 1 year, my administration secured commitments of more than $19.2 trillion in new investment from all over the globe. And that's a record that's 5 times greater than any country in history. Think of that. The sad part is, I say this to Dana because he understands, I say it to Fertitta, the brothers, they're smart too. What a beautiful families. Are they loaded? They're loaded. They own this hotel, They own this beautiful hotel, which I'm sure is doing well because everything they have does well. And a guy like Phil Ruffin's here, one of the greatest gamblers in the world, but also one of the greatest businessmen in the world. He made a fortune here, but he made a fortune every place he goes. He just makes money. I don't know. He's a money machine. The great Phil Ruffin. And Alexandra, his much more incredible wife. I'm more impressed by her. But Phil has made a fortune no matter where he went. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's incredible. We have incredible people here. But right here in Nevada, General Motors and lithium, Americans are investing up to $1.6 billion to build the Thacker Pass mine. Many people in this audience are going to be working there, and you are working there. And Forge Industries and others are investing $150 million in manufacturing facilities in north of Las Vegas. And we have, in just this small area, you have your governor here today, in just this small, who's running, and will you please win by a big number? Where's our governor? Where's our governor? He's doing a great job. You got to get him. He's in a re-election. I can't believe time flies so fast, Governor. Very importantly for the people of the state, with the help of our Republican majorities in Congress last year, I signed the great, big, beautiful bill giving you the largest tax cuts in American history. You got no tax on tips that Dana was talking about. So if you're a waiter, a waitress, a bartender, a bellhop, a caddy, I love caddies, a valet, a hotel worker, taxi driver in Las Vegas or anywhere else, anywhere, you pay zero taxes on your tipped income. You know, I was having dinner with a group of people, including Ruffin, and we were talking, a lot of people, smart people, and beautiful waitress came over. I'm not allowed to say that today, but I'll say it anyway. She was beautiful. What can I say? She was beautiful. In my place, steak, good steak, by the way. So we're eating, and this beautiful young lady walks over, and I said, how you doing? Everything good? Sir, they're taxing me to death. I said, really? What are they taxing? They're taxing my tips. Sir, they should have no tax on tips. I said, say it again. Say those words again. Sir, they should have no tax on tips. I said, boy, that got me. I think that, Governor, I think that might have got me this massive victory that we had in the state. And I went out, and we had those people. See all those people back there, the fake news. And in the middle of my meal, I gathered them together right outside the door of the steakhouse. And I said, are you ready to go? Yes, sir, we're ready. The cameras. We will have no tax on tips. And it became an overnight sensation. That's how it happened, actually. That's how she was my consultant. She did a better job than, you hire these people, you pay them millions of dollars, they don't come up with crap. Takes a waitress from Las Vegas to give us some good ideas. And then we also gave you something that some of you are, especially if you're in the construction stuff that I love, no tax on overtime. Last week, I'm building this big military complex, including a lot of different things, and some of the things I can't even talk about, although it's become very public, because like usual, everything I do, they get sued, but I win the suits. I've been sued, I think I've been sued more times than any human being in history.
What's up, Philip?
But it's unbelievable what's happening. It's a tremendous military complex, and for 150 years at the White House, we don't have a ballroom. We don't have a big space. You can seat like 80, 90 people. So we're building a ballroom that everybody's going to be the most beautiful ball. I don't care, Fertitta, what your ballroom is. This your ballroom? I'm telling you, Fertitta, that's going to be nice, sir. Much less. But this is very nice. I want to be nice. But I'm building they wanted it for 150 years. And I was out, and they're really moving along. We're ahead of schedule. And it was a Sunday morning. They should be in church, so I don't want to get them in trouble. But there were a lot of men working on Sunday. There were a lot of men working late into the night. They work until 12 in the evening. They go till 12 in the evening. And this one morning, I went over and gathered a group of about 150 people, guys, some women, good workers, great people. And I said, you got to love me because you're making all this overtime working on Saturdays and Sundays and late. And there's no tax on overtime. Did everybody vote for me? And they all said, yeah. No, you know what that is? A lot of people, the tax on overtime was so great they didn't even want to do it. Now they love doing it. There's a lot of work going on overtime. No tax on overtime. And then you maybe have the granddaddy of them all, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Right? And we made interest on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car's made in America. That's, you know, people that are, let's call middle income, successful, but they never had, like Fertitta, they never had the advantage, or Phil Ruffin, they never had the advantage of a thing called deductions, right? A lot of rich people live on the word deduction. They've never had it. We give, so you buy a car, you borrow money, and you're now allowed to deduct for income tax purposes. You're allowed to deduct the interest that you're paying on the loan. Nobody ever thought that was my baby. And it's, but only if the car's made here. If the car's made outside, we don't care about it. Yeah, we don't care. We don't want you to buy cars not made in it. We want to be made in America. Beautiful term. It's back. It's back. This past filing season, 440,000 tipped workers right here in Nevada saved an average of $10,000 on their taxes. Think of that. Just on the no tax on tips. So that means every worker saved, this is put out by the government, check it out. I always say that because they always try and get me. They say, oh, it wasn't 10,000. It was 9,912. Think of it, every worker made $10,000 more money. That's all because of the fact that I said I was going to do it, and I got it done. We got it done. The Republican Party got it done. And the Democrats will terminate it if they ever take office. They will terminate that. They were able to do that. We can't let that happen. 150,000 Nevada workers saved an average of more than $3,000 thanks to the no tax on overtime. So that's 10,000, 3,000. And 500,000 Nevada seniors, I didn't know you had that many seniors here, paid $0 on their Social Security benefits thanks to no tax on Social Security. It's a lot of money. But while the Trump administration and our allies in Congress, the Republican Party, they've done a great job. That bill is the greatest bill. I think it's one of the most impactful bills ever. You know, and it was supposed to be 17 different bills. And they said, I don't think we can, these are lunatics we're dealing with, the Democrats. I said, I don't think we'll ever get that many. Let's put everything into one. That's how we call it. It's actually called the one big, but I call it the great big because I like that term better. I named it the one big, and then I said, why didn't I call it the great big? But I use it all the time, great big. But that was all in the great big, beautiful bill. Governor, nobody thought we were going to get that passed. Everything was put in there for 4 years. I mean, it was basically, and now we're asking for more because, you know, we're greedy. And we're asking for a lot of other things. A lot of other things are in the hopper. A lot of other good things, not bad things, good things for you. But in Congress, we're working every day to defend the American dream for you and your children, the radical left, the maniacs. They're trying to destroy it with the disaster known as not socialism, communism. It's communism. These are communists. And the polls were wrong again last night when they thought it would be a landslide victory for a hater of Jews and a hater of Israel. This guy hates Jews. Somebody said, oh, that's a little strong. No, he hates Jews and he hates Israel. Abdul El-Sayed. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me. Abdul El-Sayed, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves. He doesn't love Israel. He doesn't love Jewish people. He hates them. He hates them with a passion that burns in his heart, and there's not a frickin' thing he can do about it. There's not a thing he can do about it because he hates them. And in Michigan, it was really very close. There's press, you know, the polls and the polls by the press. Oftentimes, the press hires the polls. They want to have it a certain way, but the polls got it really wrong because it was supposed to be a blowaway, and he almost lost. But he's going to lose to our great candidate. We have a great candidate in Michigan. Great candidate. But the socialist candidate ran up big margins against the communist candidate in Detroit. And I was saying that probably it's corrupt. You know, it's probably corrupt. I don't know who the hell they wanted. I couldn't care less. We do better. Actually, we do better against the communists, according to every poll. The poll says we do better against the communists. So he won, and so I think I'm happy. I put out a statement. Congratulations to the Republican Party. The communists want to take their ruinous and deadly ideology of misery and squalor to every state in America, but we're not going to let them. And I will say this, one of the things that I have seen with communism throughout the world, I see a lot of different places being president. I see a lot of results too, a lot of bad results when you have the wrong people and the wrong ideology. But one of the things I see, and you see it here in the blue states run by Democrats, everything's filthy dirty all the time. The cities stink, they smell, the sidewalks are loaded with horrible stuff. I don't want to use the term because my wife will get she hates it when I use the term. I use it, but she doesn't love it. She hates it when I imitate no men and women sports. She hates it when I do the weightlifting. She said, it's not presidential. I said, well, it may not be presidential, but I won the election in a landslide, so I don't know. Right? We won it.
How can you not love this guy, man?
Well, she's very elegant, you know. Melania says hello to everybody, by the way. But she's very, very elegant. She did a movie. I think it's the #1 movie of the year. Can you believe it? But she's very elegant. She hates, as an example, at the end, we're finished. There's a lot of love in the room. Look, what's not to be loved? We have great borders. Our military is the greatest in the world, the strongest. We inherited a terrible mess. I inherited a mess from Obama, and I inherited, frankly, I rebuilt the military. But a lot of our military was badly jeopardized by Sleepy Joe Biden. I mean, they gave everything. They gave so much away. $350 billion, I would say, is a lot of money. Even for Dana White, that's a lot of money, you know? Gave away 350. I sell everything. They were willing to pay. It's the Europeans. They have plenty of money. They don't have a good military because they've relied on us too long. They can't. I told them you can't do that, NATO. But their military said, we will send you things, but you got to pay for them. They said, okay. Now, Biden could have said the same thing. He gave everything for free, and it really messed things up. But fortunately, we have it so strong, and we've been building like never before. And it's all made in America. You know, it's all made. A lot of it's made right here. But on the communists, just listen to the official platform of the deranged communists. And these are the people running, and they're trying to run as a big danger to our country, whose agenda is now being championed by the Democrat members of the United States Congress. They have officially endorsed defunding the police, defunding the United States military, abolishing and giving up prisons. They do not want prisons, because nobody deserves to be in prison, even a person that's killed 10 people. Abolishing ICE. They don't want ICE. ICE are among our greatest patriots. Remember that. And these guys, what they do, when they have to get Tren de Aragua from Venezuela. But now I love Venezuela. You know, I love it. We're doing great at Venezuela. We're taking a lot of oil from Venezuela, and we're getting along great with them. Billions and billions of barrels of oil is coming out of Venezuela. It's one of the most fertile places for oil in the world. And as you know, it was a 48-minute war, lasted 48 minutes. And we paid for the war with what we've taken out many, many, many times. Where have you heard that before? You haven't heard that before. It's the old-fashioned way, right? It's the old-fashioned way. To the victor belong the spoils, right? And we're doing the same thing, by the way, in the lovely Islamic Republic of Iran. We're knocking the hell out of it. Knocking the hell out of it. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to kill people. I do not want to kill people. But at some point we were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II. And they called me and they said, please don't do it. Let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that. But we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years. And no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago, because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Can't have it. But just last week, Kamala Harris called for eliminating the Electoral College. And she said she wants to pack the Supreme Court, and the number is 23 justices. We have 9. She wants Marxist judges who all stick together. You know, the Republican judges or justices don't stick together.
They sure don't.
They don't stick together. But these 3 people that they have, they're like glue. They never veer. And in many ways, I respect that. I must tell you, they're horrible for our country. It's too bad they're on. A couple of them just don't belong. I'd like to fire them. I'd fire them if I could. I'm just responding for the meeting. I'm just responding to them. They'll say, Trump wants to fire the judges. That'll be the... No, I'm just responding. I'm just responding. The man said, fire them, sir, fire them. The Communist platform also calls for legalizing heroin and fentanyl. And by the way, we have no fentanyl coming in by sea anymore, practically. None. Almost none. 97% down. Think of it. Coming by sea. They come by sea. They said, oh, this is so lovely out. They have their little boat loaded up with fentanyl, enough to kill 25,000 people a boat. That's what you have. Ruined families. So you don't feel as bad when you do what we did. But we hit them very hard. And we cut it. It was, you know, for years, people would go out. They'd have the Coast Guard, our great Coast Guard, go out, pull them over, bring them to court. The judge would look at them, let them go. They'd give them a little fine. They'd go back. They'd be on a boat the next day, the next night, doing the same thing. We hit them. That's it. We're down 97.2%. 97.2. Actually, people are trying to find out who are the 3%, because they are the bravest human beings on earth, okay? Maybe they just don't watch television or read the newspapers. Thank you very much. Thank you. But the radical left wants to ban a thing called gasoline. Gasoline. We have 1,000 years of gasoline, and it's what people prefer. And, you know, I ended the electric mandate. I don't want to talk about it because Elon wasn't exactly thrilled with me, but I had to do it. We love Elon. But I ended because it said that within a very short period of time, like 2030, everybody had to have an electric car, even though there was no way you could charge it. You ever see the signs you're driving along in an electric car? They have a disease. You know, it's a disease. It's called, like, they get screwed up, they're driving. And they realize their battery's getting low, and they start thinking about it when it's 3/4 full. Okay, it loses a little bit. It said, where am I going to? And you're driving down the highway, and you'll see a sign, electric charging station with an arrow, 89 miles to the right. These people are crazy. And I like electric cars. You know, we sell 7% of our cars, despite all of the taxes and all of the things that we gave away, 7%. But the thing is, we have unlimited, we have more gasoline, but we have more oil and gas than any country in the world. Now you add Venezuela to it, add that, and we have 60% of the world's oil and gas, including Venezuela. Think of that. What a great thing. By the way, we have a great relationship, I want to tell you, with Venezuela. They've been great. But the Communist platform calls for full amnesty and voting rights for 25 to 50 million illegal aliens. That's probably why they allow them in, because they want them to vote. And actually, I won the Hispanic vote. Can you believe it? I won the Hispanic vote. So they may have misplayed that. They support allowing American military service members to be arrested, given show trials, and imprisoned by foreign globalist tribunals controlled by our enemies. They allow our soldiers to be arrested and tried in a foreign land and put in jail for the rest of that soldier's life. Doesn't happen anymore. And in Wisconsin, the communists even have a woman who said that the holiday of Thanksgiving should be immediately abolished, and the police only exist to, quote, uphold white supremacy, that the police are there for white person. Think of it, white supremacy. These people are dangerous, and frankly, they're lunatics, they're crazy, and we can't let them get into office. Communism is the greatest threat to our country in its history, including even World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, 9/11. I think it's the greatest threat. I could be the greatest communist in history. I tell everybody here, would you like a free house? We'll take one from your neighbor. Would you like free rent? We'll take it from whoever. We'll take your building away from the landlord that makes 2%, and we'll run the building ourselves. What they don't say, and what Republicans should say, is that at the end of a year, you'll have nothing but death, squalor, poverty. You'll have a life of hell. And that's what happens every single time. You look at Venezuela, where it was such a rich country 20 years ago, 22 years ago, and it happened, and we've really helped them, and we're going to help them. But you know, they're lucky because they're sitting on massive oil reserves. But we are going to help the people that we want to help. But every time this has happened, and you do that, you go through squalor, and add the word again: filth, crime, death, destruction, embarrassment. You lose your home, you lose your apartment, and that's where the communists will take us 100%. When I watch Abdul, he's full of shit. So, if you remember, during my State of the Union speech from a little while ago, I made a very strong statement. I said that America will never be a socialist country. And I was right. What I didn't say is what they're trying to do. They want to skip socialism. They want to go right down to the bottom of the barrel. That's communism. They want it to be a communist country. We're not letting them have it as a communist country, not even for a minute. Not even for a minute. Together, we will defeat communism, socialism, and Marxism in America once and for all. It's defeated. It's going to go down. It always goes down, but sometimes it takes a lot of people with it. It takes too long. You got to nip it in the bud. The Democrat communists in Congress claim to stand for working people, but every single one voted against our tax cuts. They voted against securing the border. They wanted open borders. The Democrats voted against securing the border. They want to raise your taxes to levels that you've never had to pay before. Remember this. They want to raise your taxes. You know, all my life I've been watching politics, and I never knew I'd be doing this. Who the hell ever thought I'd be doing it? But all my life I've been watching, and every politician, Democrat, Republican, they always said, we will cut your taxes, even if they didn't have any intention of doing it. They always say it. You know, I said, that guy is lying. He's not telling the truth. But I'd watch, we will cut your tax. These guys say we will raise your tax. They say we're going to raise your taxes. I never heard of anything. And then they actually get votes. The whole thing is crazy. But they voted against no tax on tips. They voted against no tax on overtime. They voted against no tax on Social Security. But when I say voted against, 100%. There wasn't one Democrat that voted in favor of these incredible things like voter ID and proof of citizenship. They voted against that, even though the actual Democrats, think of it, the Democrats want, you know who doesn't want it? The politicians, because they'll never get elected again. If you had fair and strong elections, they would lose 25% of their base. They would never be elected again. And I'm trying to explain that to Republicans, but some of them don't quite understand it. They don't understand it because they're good people. They're good people. They don't know how crooked these people are. I've dealt with a lot of crooked people in my life. They don't know how bad these people are. We got to get the Republicans to be tougher, especially in the Senate, especially in our Senate. Got to get the senators in there. They got to be tough. But they voted in favor of the transgender mutilization of your children. And they voted in favor of men and women's sports. Can you imagine? But while the Democrat communists are voting to destroy America, we're making our country safer, stronger, far more successful than it has ever been before. It's more successful.
Iman, what's up, my brother?
One of the most important parts of our great, big, beautiful bill is the Trump accounts, giving every child a tax-free investment. It's an account, and it's really giving them a head start on the American dream and it's become overwhelmingly close to 8 million people have already been signed up. Every newborn baby gets $1,000 deposited in their Trump account at birth. That's right out of the federal government. $1,000, you baby, $1,000. And generous individuals like Michael and Susan Dell Computer, go out and buy a Dell computer. Brad Gerstner, Micron, Apple, so many companies. They go out there spending billions and billions of dollars. Michael and Susan put up $6,250 million. And now he wants to do it again. He says it's the greatest thing he's ever done. It's great. And others. We have a man, he's taken over the state, all the children. He's putting in the state of Indiana, great state, putting $1,000 into all of these young children. Think of it. A child, and in many cases, they're born into pretty close to poverty, or they're poor. They don't have money. They start off with 1,000, and it's going to duplicate, and they can end up with $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 if the market, what, like for the last year of the market, you'd end up with $1 million. But let's not count on that, because other people will take my place and they'll screw it up 100%. But think of what you're doing for those children, that have no money at all at 18, and now they'll have hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a great thing and very popular. And that's all because of the great, big, beautiful bill. We had to get that approved. And again, not one Democrat, the only way we could do it, we had to get a unified Republican Party, because we didn't get one Democrat vote for the great, big, beautiful bill where these children are given $1,000 at birth. We couldn't get them to vote. You know why? Because they thought it was a great idea. They wish they thought of it. You know why? Because they have Trump derangement syndrome. That's why. Because they're sick. There's something wrong with them. Remember at the State of the Union when I was saying, introducing a great war hero, 104 years old, he fought in World War II and this, and they sat like they never moved. I introduced the helicopter pilot who was so brave, he had his leg practically shot off in Venezuela, landing the troops in Venezuela, big Chinook helicopter, loaded up with many, many troops. I'm not supposed to say how many, but a lot. And it had to land in a certain spot, or the whole thing could have been a Jimmy Carter disaster. You remember that? We don't want Jimmy Carter disasters. We don't have that. And he's landing, this good, handsome guy. You saw him, got the Congressional Medal of Honor. We gave it to him. But remember, I introduced him, told him how brave he was. His leg was practically shot off because it was shot from underneath a machine gun, from right underneath the helicopter. It was very close to the ground, and he kept it going. And they ended up getting this. He turned it, and the snipers got him. Oh, the whole thing was crazy. But that they can do this is incredible. So I'm presenting him with he saved all those lives and made this attack. We went in and got Maduro within 30 minutes. The whole thing was over. It was in a military base with thousands of soldiers. 219 guys went in, and a few women, by the way, tough. They're tougher than any of the men sitting in the front row, and I know those men. They went in, and they got him. They got Maduro. They got his wife because she was as bad as him, and they took him out, and he was protected by steel doors. This is the middle of a military base. This was all steel. What they did is incredible. So I'm introducing him for the Congressional Medal of Honor, and the Republicans and everybody else in the room stands up, and they're going wild. Just a very brave guy. No, they say people that fly helicopters, you fly them with your feet, more or less. And here's a guy with a leg that's practically falling off. And so I'm introducing him, and the Republicans go up. The Democrats, remember, just sat like this. Remember? But something happened because they were getting killed. Every person I introduced was the same. The mother of the young girl from North Carolina who had her throat slit from the back by an animal because the governor allowed that guy to be free. The governor, who's now running for the Senate, that man should not be able to be elected. Vote for Michael Whatley, by the way, he's great. The governor allowed that animal, and he cut her from behind, cut her neck like nothing. She was almost dead immediately. It's on tape. It's on tape, and the thing takes forever to try. Can you imagine? Here it is on tape. They'll probably find a good reason to get some nice liberal lawyer to say he was badly abused. He should go free, you know. But think of it. Think of it. Think of how sick these people are to let a guy like that out, and they shouldn't allow that governor. You know, that was worse than Willie Horton. You remember Willie Horton? This was Willie Horton, modern day. And that guy, that governor, shouldn't be allowed to run for governor because crime in North Carolina under him went through the roof, and he shouldn't be allowed. Michael Whatley should be your governor. But we're pleased to be joined today by two loving parents, Sandra and Brad, from right here in Las Vegas, two great people. Sandra's a waitress in a nearby casino. Maybe we'll get her a job over here. And Brad is a hardworking Las Vegas Metropolitan police officer. And together they save thousands of dollars thanks to no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. And they're investing their money into Sandra's education and Trump accounts, where they just bought Trump accounts for their two young children. So Sandra and Brad, please come up, wherever you may be. Please come up. Come on up. Don't worry about Secret Service. Come on up. That's great. That's a beautiful family.
Scotty,
Oh.
yes, it is, sir. How are you? Good to see you, Scotty.
It's my honor.
Thank you. It's truly an honor. It's truly an honor to stand here before you and speak. Sorry, excuse me. I have a little mom brain going on right now. I'm so sorry. No, he's going to take off. Thank you. Thank you. Truly, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be here today. Thank you so much for all that you've done enacting these policies that help our family and the families of millions of hardworking Americans. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've worked in the service industry for 15 years when I first moved here to this beautiful city of Las Vegas. I had 3 jobs working for tips. Working for tips has been my livelihood, and policies like these are truly incredible. Yes, thank you, sir. Every dollar saved truly helps, Mr. President, thank you. And it all goes to them. You know, they're truly my why, my kids. Every dollar counts with children, and we're so grateful for the ability to open the Trump accounts for ours. We're gifted the very generous contribution, the $1,000, and able to to start the same for my son, and he did want to say a little something to you, Mr. President.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for my Trump account.
This is my backyard, Scotty. This is my backyard, brother.
Thank you. It's truly an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Be careful.
Thank you.
Bye, honey. Take care of mom. Take care of mom, okay? Thank you very much. You're so nice. Also with us is a foreman with the Teamsters Local 631, Curtis King. Curtis works 96 hours a week and earns 65% of his income from overtime. When he filed taxes this year, he expected that he'd owe over $11,000 instead of going back, and he didn't know what to do. And Curtis, why don't you come up and tell your story real quickly, if you could. Come on up here, Curtis. I love the Teamsters. Come on up here, Curtis.
To the unions. We don't all get tips, no. But we do work long hours, hard hours. 96 hours a week. Yeah, most of the times I'm not up on current affairs. I don't have a clue what's going on the planet. But I can tell you what's going on in Las Vegas. I can tell you where the shows are. I can tell you we fill the beds in this city. And we love every minute of it. And I thank you for allowing us to keep this money that we work so hard for. Yeah, I just gone through a divorce and given up everything, but the fact that I got so much back on my taxes, I still was able to buy a new house. Put her in one too.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Curtis. Now, we're also pleased to be joined by many Nevada patriots, including your governor.
I met him before. I met Curtis. He's a cool dude, man. He's a funny dude. He's a cool dude. He's like a local celebrity around here. He's a cool dude.
Well, you get to see me twice in one day. So you know what? I just want to build on what the president has been opining about here in the last 4 hours. He cares about America, right? You know, quite often when the press and the media runs him down, they think about, you know, he's taking care of his billionaire friends. But those billionaire friends provide jobs. And unless you take care of them, those jobs are absent. And the government doesn't have the ability to hand out infinite amounts of money. That's not how economies work. That's why they're pushing socialism so hard. But President Trump has changed that whole mindset, and America is that much greater because of his efforts. And it's not lost on me, no tax on tips benefits more people in the state of Nevada than anywhere else in the United States.
Thank you, Vic. I appreciate that, man.
So when people talk to me about Donald Trump, I'm proud to say he loves Nevada.
He does. Yeah, I've been texting him. He's kind of busy right now, though, Scott. He's not answering. And thank you for saying that, Vic. I appreciate it.
You love
Very
him
nice.
too, right? There you go. So I'm going to leave you with this. Remember what I said on my way out earlier. Get out to vote. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Joe. And thanks to all of the true warriors. And I tell you, we have some great people. Adriana Guzman Freilich, your candidate for Attorney General, is doing fantastically well. Thank you, Adriana. A very special man. I wish you'd get him in office because he's incredible. I've known him so long, and he's got to get in. He just has to. He had a big victory, just a really big victory with spending very little money because everyone respects him. Jim Marchant, he's a candidate for Secretary of State. David Flippo, candidate for Congress, who's doing really well. Thank you, David. Marty O'Donnell, candidate for Congress, who I hear is doing incredibly. Thank you. Thank you, Marty. Good job. State Senator Carrie Buck, candidate for Congress. Thank you, Carrie. And let me also recognize the CEO and chairman of Red Rock Resorts, Frank Fertitta, and his brother, Lorenzo.
Red Rock Resorts.
They are amazing.
Red Rock Resorts in Summerlin.
And their families are incredible. Beautiful family. Perfect. They have perfect.
Not too far from my house, guys. Not too far from my house.
Beautiful families, I can tell you. My really good friend who I mentioned before, Phil Ruffin, and his incredible wife, Alexandra. Please stand up, Phil. And a handsome actor named Dean Cain, who's been with us from the beginning. Right from the beginning, Dean. Thank you, Dean. And a Las Vegas icon, and he's a big television sensation. His show went on, it did great. Rick Harrison. Rick, thank you. Been a long time, too.
Does Charleston run that far?
And a friend of mine, and he was with me in good times and bad times, and I've been with him in good times and bad times. But he's a fantastic person. I actually went to his Broadway show, and everybody smiled at him doing a Broadway show, and he was actually fantastic.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of Broadway
It is
shows.
off Charleston.
He
Vic.
was fantastic. The legendary Mike Tyson.
Very hot. Yes. I am not going outside right now, bro.
Beautiful wife. Great couple. Thank you, Mike. Thank you both for being here. Under the Trump administration, Nevada is prospering. Again, you're prospering like you haven't done in many, many years. And America is winning again because we're once again putting America first. It's very simple. We're putting our country first. Every single day, we're liberating our communities from the scourge of migrant crime. You saw what happened last week in Spain, where 60,000 migrants stampeded against the border, invaded and occupied the town, attacked innocent citizens, and rioted in the streets. And that's what communists want for America. That's what they were doing to us. Frankly, as bad as that looked, and it looked bad, what they did to us during Biden was worse, and they want to do it again. They want to do it again. The people of Nevada aren't going to let it happen, and your president's not going to let it happen. And so important. And again, we have the strongest border in the history of our country. But right here in Las Vegas, ICE recently arrested an illegal migrant who brutally stabbed and tried to murder his two roommates. He was violent. In Lyon County, ICE arrested an illegal alien convicted of 2 counts of sexually assaulting a child. He was vicious as you could be. The police almost didn't, and they are great. Our law enforcement, we have to have a hand for law enforcement. They said this was so bad, they almost didn't know what to do, but they did know. They take him away. That's why under the Trump administration, we will always stand with ICE and Border Patrol and law enforcement. We will always stand strong with law enforcement. And we're also kicking all of these millions of illegal aliens off of our welfare. And it's part of the war on fraud led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He's doing a great job. And as illegal aliens go home, the cost of rent, groceries, and other staples is coming down very fast. Our costs are coming way down. You know, they talk about affordability. I took over the country. The prices were through the roof. In my first day, the press said, what are you going to do about affordability? It was a word they devised, affordability. They never used that word before. They said eggs are way too high, 4 times higher than they were in my administration. I said, tell me about eggs. Give me a little description of what I was there one day. I had just won the election. It was January 21st, one day after I gave one day where I didn't do a press conference. Biden would go a whole year without doing a press conference for obvious reasons, for very obvious reasons. But we've been bringing down prices. And as soon as this situation ends with Iran, oil is going to go down to the floor. Gasoline's going to go down. And we will have completed something in a short period of time that is a miracle. But remember, we inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. You got to remember that. And we took it over. What a mess it was. And we're bringing down prices, and we brought down prices, and nobody can believe what's going on. And when oil goes down, and it's going to go down very rapidly, and it's happening very soon, already happening. If you look, today it's $75 down to 75. It's dropping. And we may have to send it up again. We may have to, you know what happens when we send it up, but we hope we don't have to. But when that oil and gasoline go down, everything else follows. But we've done a great job in reducing prices, and we've done an unbelievable job in making our country really, really respected and successful again. But under my most favored nation policy on drug prices, just to finish up, we're delivering the largest prescription drug price cuts in the history of our country, with price differences of 400, 500, and 600%. You know, my first term, I was the only president that over a one-year period, I got the prices down. They came down a little bit from January to the end of December. And I'll tell you how much they came down, 0.1%. Now you hear price differences of 500, 600, 700%. That alone should win us the midterms, because that has an impact on everything. And the Democrats will go back to the policies they gave you. We had the highest prices for prescription drugs of any country in the world. And now we have the lowest, because of one person, happens to be the President of the United States. And in just 18 months, we've turned this country completely around. Our border is secure. Jobs are up. Inflation is down. Investment is pouring in like never before. Factories are opening. Our military is more powerful than it has ever been. America is back, and our greatest victories are still to come. We are having victory, and we're going to keep it that way, victory after victory. And with the help of our Republican majorities in Congress, we will crush violent crime, impose harsh new penalties on dangerous repeat offenders, crack down on Marxist prosecutors and rogue judges who are a horror show for our country. And we will end the thing that probably started this big crime wave, no cash bail. No cash bail. We will pass the Great Healthcare Plan. It's called the Great Healthcare Plan, to stop all payments to big insurance companies and give the money directly to the people. They give billions and billions of dollars because the big health insurance companies and insurance companies, they're totally controlled by the Democrats. We want to give the money not to the insurance companies, but to the people. And you go out and you buy your own health care, and you have money left over. You have better health care and money left over.
Love it.
And finally, we will pass the Save America Act to defend American elections.
The Democrats' kryptonite. The Save America Act, the Democrats' kryptonite.
Thank you. Thank you. Remember, we didn't have one Democrat vote, not one for that, not one. All voters must show photo ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. And hopefully at a later date, there'll be no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel.
AKA common sense.
And we will also enshrine in permanent law no men and women's sports and no transgender surgery on our children.
More common sense.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and you are indeed great people. You're the people that built our country. But ladies and gentlemen of Nevada, the golden age of America is upon us. We're in the golden age. We're doing things that nobody ever thought possible. And together with your help and patriots all across this magnificent land have been so unbelievable in what's taken place. You're part of it's a miracle. What's taken place is, some people call it a miracle. We call it good government. But we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Nevada. Thank you very much. We love you. God bless you. God bless you.
Love him. Oh my God. Sometimes I hate being on this timeline, but when I see him, I love that man. I absolutely love that man. We are so back, and it's so refreshing to have a real leader back in office, man. I'm not gonna lie, man, I was a little depressed. I don't want to say depressed. I was sad from 21 to 25, man. And I was out there all the time, man, campaigning for Mr. Trump in 2024. I got a lot of videos on that. Democrats will redefine death as an illness then. Exactly. Exactly, sir. They already did during COVID. That's right, Philip. Love my OT refund. Whoa. Oh, my God. I'm so happy that man's back. What a speech, guys. What a speech. And again, the midterms are coming. The midterms are coming. 90 days out, guys. Stay tuned. I might have another video out today. Stay tuned. If there's breaking news, I'll definitely jump on. But I'm going to make an American for Freedom signal group here for the members. And we're going to do our thing. MBGA, make buffets great again, the troll says. Make buffets great again. I've never heard that slogan, sir. I work salary, so I can't get OT. Huh? Yes. But listen, guys, thank you guys so much for coming in. And again, I might do another video today. We'll see. Great speech. It was, Mimi. Mimi, you in Virginia? Are you in Virginia? Let me see. Map 20. I'm on the wrong page here. But let me see this. Can I find it here? And just as a reminder, guys, I always show this map. Actually, this is a little bit of a different map. But we need to take our country back. Good to see you, Mimi. Good to see you, man. MSZA, make Scotty zap again. Hey, man. Yeah, it's been a while, Scotty. When's the last time you zapped, sir? But I love you, though, man. I love you, brother. My condolences if you're in VA. Yeah. Yeah, she goes to VA a lot. Mimi sounds like she's a piece of work, the troll says. Yeah, she is. Sounds like you're a piece of work, too, sir. But anyways, guys, we're here. We've been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Again, I'll try to make another video, but I'm going to, for the members, if you are a freedom lover and you love America, I'm going to make a members-only signal group chat so we can chat. We can break news to each other, break bread, and make sure we take our country back. Because again, the communist is a poisonous. The communists of America, the DSA, are poison to America. And just remember, guys, 75 million people voted for a black woman that ain't black. And we got to make sure they don't get fooled again by telling the truth, by bringing back its cousin, common sense. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And until then, and as you guys know, I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And we love this country. God bless this country and you and your family. Peace and love, guys.